Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Friday, September 23rd, 2022. What an exhausting day. Exhausting. A market that sold off pretty good, but well off of the lows. Some interesting dynamics happened today, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You're probably laughing about it. Let's talk about that. So earlier today, look, bad day. Stocks got hit pretty good, but earlier the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down over 800 points. We cut a lot of that into the close. Now you're watching the 10-year yield. Some miracle happened. Some mysterious thing happened today. Well, let's see. Earlier, I'm laughing. 10-year yield was 20 basis points higher than yesterday at the open. Okay. Big move. Well, something, whatever it might have been, I can't imagine here, pushed the 10-year yield back down. Not 20 basis points, but we went from a 3.76 to like a 3.68 here. That's a pretty interesting move on a day like today, okay? What really should have gotten everyone's attention here, well, all of this, but the dollar. A pretty freaking epic move higher in the dollar, firmly above 113, going higher. There's just no doubt in my mind, especially if this keeps going on. Look, we're in the exact scenario that you and I have spoken about for many, many years. We have global bonds selling off, okay? And this is being reflected on rising yields. Big tell, people. Big tell that things are not very good. And meaning, this debt market here is a time bomb. You know that. I've said it's a ticking time bomb for years. It's ticking louder. It's ticking faster. And I'm being honest. Unless central banks do something, did they do something today? In your opinion, did the Federal Reserve, who's watching the market quite obviously, okay, say, hold on a minute, 10-year yield 3.75, 3.76, we better buy some debt here? Are they the ones that managed to push that 10-year yield lower and reverse the stock market? Again, look, we were on track to close about 1,000 points lower. We cut those in half. Again, just a mystery. Who knows? Maybe you do. Maybe you want to tell everyone what you think. I think you know what I think. Look, what I think, I'll tell you. I think the Federal Reserve got in here today. They bought debt and they bought the market. This is what they always do. You remember they tell you, they go out of their way all the time, especially Federal Reserve Chairman thing, Yellowstein over there. Oh, we don't know. No. The Fed does not buy stocks. We don't buy the market. Yes, we buy the market. Of course they do. Duh. Now, before we move forward, I want to touch on some, look, this isn't going to surprise you, but here is some of the economic news that we got yet again today. Okay. Across the board, consumer demand is cratering. Did you watch crude oil today? It got decimated. And that's again because all of this speculation that demand for everything is going to plummet. Well, demand is plummeting across the board. But yet, again, remember the nonsense? We're peaking. Inflation's peaking. Oh, it was supposed to be transitory and temporary too, but that didn't turn out to be true. And we're definitely not peaking because they say we're peaking and we may not be peaking. Look, we're not peaking in any way, shape, or form. Is it peaking? So we have consumer demand falling over a cliff across the board. Yet prices continue to rise. But you know the story. The Federal Reserve is committed. They're absolutely committed to prevent inflation from surging higher. How long have we been hearing this? What has this Fed been doing month after month after month now? Oh, yes. Nudging that federal funds rate. Let's nudge it again. let's bump it one more time. Oh, and guess what? Nothing is happening. Oh, inflation is still rising. Oh my goodness. Who could possibly have imagined that this would happen? You see what happens to me sometimes, people? Oh, can't handle it. Look, the economy is already in free fall. Globally. Going to get worse. Don't listen to me. Listen to the Fed chair himself, who's telling you straight out that the economy is going to get worse. Unemployment is going to rise. And on the backs of all this, guess what else is going to happen? Consumer demand is going to fall and the prices are going to rise. The biggest distraction, I think, really that's going on right now is this. We have had an environment since the last meltdown, 2008, where central banks have done nothing but inflate and create cash out of thin air, buying everything in sight here, flooding the world with fiat bills, and none more so than the Federal Reserve has been dollarizing the world. Okay, effectively, it's out of control. Now they want you to believe that by nudging that federal funds rate, it's going to make everything just better. Things are going to get fantastic. You're going to see, because Janet Yellen said next year. She did say this yesterday. Janet Yellen, the thing, whatever it is, yet to be defined, said, next year inflation is going to be better. It's going to be fantastic and tremendous. You wait and see. No. Again, look, it's more lies. It's more propaganda. Look, people would be able to deal with what's coming if they were told the truth. I believe that. That's another thing. Let's talk about that real quick. All right, so the Federal Reserve, overshot their inflation targets by exponents. Nobody is holding the Federal Reserve to account here. You went from their 2% target, we're at 9% inflation. Oh, but you mean, wait a minute, that was just by accident that happened? And we're supposed to expect that the Federal Reserve is going to now make good on their commitment to bring inflation back down to 2%? No, absolutely not. And they continue to go out of their way to inflate. You know that, in collusion with puppet governments who are going to institute this act and this bill and this other freaking thing here, to continue to pull cash into the now. And what is that? It's inflationary, people. Duh. Another duh. Double duh. But you're not supposed to know any of this stuff. You see, they think you are retarded. I know how many of you hate that word. I don't know why. It's just a word, okay? There are people in this world that have mental defect. I'm not calling out these people. I'm just saying that this whole thing, you don't have to be retarded to be retarded, okay? But they think you're retarded. And they're going to continue to play you like a grand piano moving forward. Oh, yeah. Oh, things are going to get better. You just wait. No, absolutely not. Anyway, so on the back of this, these miraculous turnaround here in the 10-year yield, and this, some entity out here buying stocks. I wonder who that is here. This issue with the dollar strengthening is, again, we're firmly over 113. In the short run, we're going higher, in my view, if this continues to get out of hand. If it continues to get out of hand, I mean, this is just done. It's just over. The whole thing is just done. Okay. And again, you know this. I know it. I think everyone knows it. This is a deliberate thing. And unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about it except continuing to bet against the debt, become your own central bank, wait for the implosion in the debt market, which is going to happen. Did you see what they did to gold and silver today? Silver got hit pretty good. Gold got hit pretty good. Cryptos got hit pretty good. I already told you about crude because of demand concerns, because consumer demand. Our economy is so strong that consumer demand is down across the board. That's how strong our economy is. People are buried beyond their wildest dreams in debt that they can never pay back. People are falling into the lower rung of society, just like you and I have discussed for I don't know how long. This mechanism here is deliberate. It's in place, and it's going to get much, much worse. We are in the maybe what's even the early stages still of this creation of a new feudal system, a two-tier society, extreme haves, extreme have-nots, overlords, and just peasants. This is what they want. And it's literally happening right before our eyes. All the stuff that you and I have spoken about for years is happening. And people think it's just by accident, None of this is on purpose. Can't possibly be, now could it? All right, look, people, I don't know what else there is to talk about here today. So what we're going to do is do what we always do every Friday, okay? Bring it in. Nobody's looking. You ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. Consider the things I speak about every day here. What does it mean for you? Are you seeing the same things that I'm seeing? I would be willing to bet you do. This channel keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. We're making a difference, people. How many times have I said, this is not just Greg Mannarino's thing. This is our thing, okay? And all of you out here, by getting these videos out, by talking about these things, you're making a difference. And that's all that really matters. That's all we can do, is try to raise awareness as to what's happening. Follow those 3 things that I leave you off with every Friday. The world will become a better place, but it's going to get much, much worse here. Much worse. And, when I look forward, and realize what's coming, as you do too, a massive loss of life is coming. Massive loss. And it's going to be pretty rapid. Again, when the debt bubble finally bursts and this resource issue manifests itself by design, as it's designed to do, it's going to be quite a time to live through. And I hope I get to see you on the other side. I really mean that, because unfortunately, many people who even follow this blog, we're not going to make it. But prepare for the worst case. Prepare for a worst case scenario, people, because that's where we're going by design. Everything, nothing is by accident here. And you're all well aware of that. All right, look, I will see you on Sunday for my markets that look ahead. And that's going to be just lovely as well. Love you a lot. Take care of yourself, people. Have a fun weekend. I get one day off, and that's essentially tomorrow, but I'll see you Sunday. All right, I'm out here.